Iruma's new Demon King form is here, and it's actually insane. Not only that, but Nishi literally just confirmed that Ali-san is indeed Delkira. That's right, after years of theories and wondering, we've finally gotten full confirmation. Not just that, but Iruma has proven that he's going to surpass the former king. As in this chapter, Iruma has officially thrown away his human side and become a full demon. Chapter 421 might genuinely be the most hyped chapter in the entire series, so let's break it down. Last chapter, Mephisto pulled out his true power, and alongside Bachiko, they bent space itself just to get to Iruma, to save him from his greatest nightmare, the human world. Now remember, we're in the in-between, the world between worlds. The goal is simple, follow Bachiko's arrow back to the demon world, but there's a catch. If they stray even slightly, they could end up in any dimension. It's basically the Ichigo and Unohana Garganta situation. They don't have much time, even for a 13 crown. Bending reality and holding space-time is exhausting, so Mephisto tells Iruma one thing: just run, don't look back, and think, I want to go back to my world. So Iruma and Amuri both begin to run, but suddenly, there's a complication. I mean, it couldn't be that simple, right? Because as I predicted, Earth is trying to pull Iruma back. He starts hearing voices, Japanese voices, familiar ones, random people talking, everyday sounds from where he used to live. Even Mephisto and Amuri don't understand because it's Japanese. Remember that Iruma couldn't understand demonic languages until Sullivan gave him the ability to, so it makes sense that it goes the other way around as well. But this does mean that it's not just random voices he's hearing, it's Japan itself. Iruma's home is trying to pull him back. The more he listens, the closer he gets to being dragged back to Earth permanently, and he can't just ignore it because he understands every word. I mean, think about it, Mephisto and Amuri can't understand the words, so as Mephisto says, it's pretty easy to just not listen to them. But imagine someone's talking about you in the corner. You can't just block it out if you can understand every single word they're saying. So these voices are calling to him, begging Iruma to return, telling him this is where you truly belong. And Iruma finally snaps, but by responding, he's let space-time grab a hold of him. So he starts to be dragged back to Earth. It looks like he's done for, until our goat appears, Ali-san. Ali tells him desires are what make a demon. Remember what you wished for. When you created the bow, show your desire, your greed, your shame, your most selfish desire. And Iruma screams, I want to be a hero. But the best part about this is it doesn't just translate to I want to be a hero, it can also be translated as I want to be a demon, which makes sense, right? It's what Iruma's always wanted to be and what he realised during the Harvest Festival. For me, this is the moment that he truly threw away the idea of being human. And I genuinely think that if Balam asked him what his true identity is now, Iruma would straight up say that, yeah, he's a demon. But then, Ali-san transforms into Delkira. I'm not joking, he actually transforms into Delkira. This does prove my theory as well, about the fact that the more Iruma ranks up, the more Ali-san evolves, and because of this, he accesses more of his true memories, which are actually Delkira's. I mean, this would make sense. Remember that he couldn't even speak or remember anything before Iruma got to a certain rank, so it makes sense that the more he ranks up, the more conscious he becomes of who he actually is. The only thing he could remember before was that his name was Alicrad. But the way I see this moment is the fact that this is just Delkira's soul, his mana. So he didn't just input his mana into the ring, he put his entire soul and memories into it. Meaning that the real Delkira could be gone, could be alive, who knows. But I'll go more into that later. But why do I think that this isn't the actual Delkira? Well, for a few reasons. The main one being the fact that, look at his rings. You can see this isn't some illusion because in the Harvest Festival, we see him with all of his rings because that's what he looked like in that point in time. Now he has 0 rings because those disappeared with his actual form. This moment is basically just Iruma and Ali coming together as one, not just as partners but as one being, which I've been predicting. It's literally some Naruto x Kurama, Asta x Liebe. You get me. I mean, look at this panel. This really reminded me of when Naruto and Kurama combined for the first time. Anyway, Ali then tells Iruma, you already know the incantation, which honestly sent shivers down my spine. It's so cold and the entire panel is crazy good. And Iruma activates the spell, the one that Malleus taught him. Change Loki. But this time, it's not just an appearance change. Ali uses everything, all of his remaining mana. This isn't just a costume that makes him look different like you'd think. Iruma fully transforms into a demon. That's right, Demon King Iruma is officially here. I mean, this panel the art is just beautiful. I don't understand how Nishi is managing to get Iruma done with the writing and doing the artwork, and also writing for Ichi the Witch. I don't know how she does it, but she's the go, because look at it. The teeth, the horns, the eyes, which are pretty much identical to what we saw when a demon returns to Origins, which makes sense given how Delkira was the personification of living according to your desire. And the wings, bro, the wings. For me, this form blows Evil Cycle Iruma out of the water in every single way, but I do need to explain why this transformation does change everything for the story. Because we already said about the fact that this chapter confirms that the ring doesn't just contain his mana, it contains Delkira himself, his soul, his memories, his image. And when Ali awakened, he didn't just lend power to Iruma, he fused with him. Ali became Delkira and became one with Iruma. So this isn't just a mana boost, it's a literal soul awakening. The shape, the horns, the massive wings, that's Delkira's true form. Even Amory and Mephisto were in shock when they saw it. And look at the wings. You're probably wondering, why are they so massive? Well, because Delkira was, in every appearance we see of him, a giant. He made Sullivan look tiny. We saw back at the start of this arc that these wings were encased and they were likely Delkira's before he disappeared. Look at the enormous size and shape, they're incredibly similar. The only difference with Iruma's are the feathers, and they look a lot less dead, which makes sense, right? I mean, they're being supplied with mana, and who knows how long those wings have been there in the museum that we saw earlier. Same with the horns, same with the teeth. It's clear that Iruma has basically become a mix of himself and Delkira. So yeah, that's more than enough proof for me. But let's talk about what everyone's been wondering. How strong do I actually think Iruma is whilst in this form? Well, he's completely broken just by a few pages, we can tell. Because this level of transformation, Iruma's so strong now that I don't think he should be allowed in Babylus anymore. You're probably wondering what I mean, so let me break it down. We already saw him reach Sullivan levels with Pandorula, but this is one step away from Demon King level. He's only rank 5, but by willing himself back to the demon world, he literally repelled Earth's dimensional pull, meaning that he manipulated space itself. Keep in mind that Mephisto and Bachiko, you know, 2 of the 13 crowns, struggled to do this together, and Iruma just managed to do a very similar feat completely on his own. Hell, I was going to do a video on Mephisto about how strong he is, but honestly this chapter just proves that Iruma is insane because he basically just matched it, and this is a feat that most of the 13 crowns would also be very proud of. So yeah, this is basically Iruma's version of Asta's Devil Union, full demon mode, but like every ultimate transformation, there's a weakness. The time limit. Just like Pandorula, once he uses it, his mana is completely gone, he's completely powerless. Well, the chances are that this form is basically all of his mana pooled into this transformation, giving him enhanced physical abilities and mana capabilities for a short period before it runs completely dry, and that leaves him completely defenseless. I mean, we saw when he was facing Kiryu that he completely passed out after using Pandorula. He's done the same, he's passed out, making him completely weak and vulnerable, which is terrible because Demon Border Control, Baal's agents, and the political side of the demon world are about to see everything that just went down. I mean, when he came out of it, he clearly still had his horns and teeth and possibly even his wings. He didn't fully transform back to normal, and it's gonna have people wondering, wait, why does a demon transform more into a demon? It doesn't make much sense, right? So people are gonna start questioning stuff, meaning that Iruma might be forced to escape, as I predicted, and go on his training arc to master this new form. Eventually, I genuinely believe that this will be his normal state. This is what Iruma will always look like, as the more he ranks up, him and Ali-san will become one. This is why I kinda don't get the whole "where is Evil Cycle Iruma" that I've been seeing, and mainly this is coming from the anime community, because I remember reading Crunchyroll and all of the comments were, "Where's Evil Cycle Iruma?" And it really annoyed me, because by him not needing the form anymore and evolving, it means that he's becoming more confident. Like, look at the story, Iruma's been needing his evil cycle less and less, and that proves his growth. Honestly, when I first created this channel and I started doing Iruma content, one of my first ideas that I never did was about the fact that Iruma doesn't need his evil cycle anymore, or at least he's starting to need it less and less, and after this chapter it kind of proves my point there. But if you guys do want to see a video like that, then make sure to like the video and comment down below about that. But anyway, we could even see him separate from Babylus, with Asmodeus and Clara chasing after him like they promised they would in the Evil Cycle Clara arc. Because there's no way they just said that coincidentally, right? Like, surely not. This feels very vigilante era Deku sort of thing. The difference is, Iruma right now won't be able to escape alone. He'll need help, whether that's from Shida as I predicted, or Malleus, which I also said might be the case. Someone will have to help, but what do I think is going to happen? Well, I think Iruma's going to go on this training arc, and Ball's plans are going to come more to fruition, and eventually he'll have to return as a hero, like he said he wanted this chapter. But why do I think the Ball's plans are going to go more through? Well, the worst thing about this situation is the fact that Mephisto is exhausted, and so is Bachiko, meaning that Iruma's two strongest allies right now are completely out of commission. Even Henry I don't think will be able to help too much, because I mentioned in a former video that he's likely going to be caught about protecting Marise, his former wife, who definitely wasn't a demon, and Narnia clearly has something against him, and he already had the paperwork to kick Iruma out of the demon world, so who knows what's going to happen. Because the chapter ends with Iruma slamming himself, Mephisto, and Amory back through Bachiko's gateway, transforming back just in time, but his hands are still demonic, which, yeah, if you couldn't already tell, this wasn't some hallucination or something. And a lot of people saw it, so yeah, things are about to get crazy. Because honestly, with all these chapters, I've been expecting Nishi to kind of chill and let the series breathe like she usually does. Then every chapter I've just been getting more crazy, so honestly, I can't predict shit anymore. But if you guys do want more deeper Iruma theories and stuff that I've talked about in this video, because I couldn't put it all into this one video, then I really recommend checking out my playlist on Iruma, because there's a lot of stuff in there that you guys can catch up on, you know, binge it, please. But yeah, also join the Discord. My Discord honestly got me so hyped for this chapter. Everyone was losing their minds in it. It was really cool to see. If you're wondering why it's just been Iruma after Iruma after Iruma, when it's usually, my plan usually is Iruma of video Iruma. But honestly, there's been too much going on with Iruma, so I've literally had to cover every chapter pretty much. So yeah, there will be more content other than Iruma, but right now, Iruma's fucking insane. So yeah.